Hello to all my friends out there. Hi, you guys. I hope everyone is doing okay. Well, it's starting to warm up here. That's good. I have hopes of planting my garden. I hope everyone is doing okay. Oh, I just bought this thing. Come on. Here we go. Okay, this video is... Now is the time to run on full. If you're running on empty now, what's going to happen when it gets bad? So like right now, at least here, things seem to be pretty good. I mentioned to you, my ex-husband was in the army. Okay, imagine a famished army that is cold and sick. Then imagine the stronger army is going to prevail. It's not just a war, it's about prevailing through hardship, long periods of hardship. So I was watching scrimper videos today. You know, people who scrimp every single penny, and I do too, pretty much. But I don't know about that. I would be very uneasy if I didn't have a stockpile. It doesn't have to be a huge one. You guys have seen me stockpile, but if you don't have a stockpile, I'm going to show you what I do every single day. Okay, so I bought a small salad today. A lot of times I can find these salads marked down, but today they didn't have them marked down. I go, that is okay. I had to buy, the tomatoes were looking pretty sickly, but finally I found a decent two of them. 2 decent tomatoes. I had to dig around. Okay. So what I want to do is let's see, they have chicken. I'm going to eat the salad dressing. They have chicken and cheese. I'll probably eat that tomorrow. Okay. And I stockpiled these. Now these were good. I stockpiled a lot of pickled food. So if you have pickles, you have pickled food if you made your own pickles. These are actually good. I'll buy these again. They weren't too expensive. I didn't write Walmart. Now these were good. These are traditional Greek salad. And also that gives you a little vinegar in your diet too. Okay, so now let's go over here. 2023. They said that we could possibly have shortages of corn. That's a baddie. Bread. These pickles are delicious. Sunflower or palm oil. Beer. That'd be bad. Champagne. Pet food. That'd be real bad. So I was mentioning to you, who's going to eat first? And people are going to be eating animals. Animals are going to be eating plants. Or people are going to be eating plants. Or animals are going to be eating food. So that's going to be nothing but a nightmare if you don't have pet food. And baby formula. We remember that. And don't forget toilet paper. And it was yeast. So that was 2023. Okay, so what are they saying for 2024, which has just started? Avocado, almond milk. That's no problem here. We're making our own. This is a baddie. Canned tuna. This is peppermint tea. I make 4 cups, and then I'll freeze this tomorrow, and then I just take it out, and when it freezes, it's very pleasant. Coffee, this is going to be bad. Rice, that's going to be real bad. Olive oil, chicken, and peanut butter. We are making our own peanut butter. So also, you guys, I found out you can just grow your own peanuts they say of nuts, peanuts are the easiest to grow, and you just sprout them in between 2 paper towels until they sprout. It takes five days, and then plant them in a little plant and grow your own peanuts. Okay, here's my, I harvested these. I've been gardening these with my life. I'm trying to grow soybeans. Now that's one thing I did kind of successfully grow. So you get the raw peanuts and you do just put them in between some paper towels, and when they sprout, plant them in some dirt. I'll be doing that. I'll show you. I have saved, these are bell pepper seeds, all the seeds, and I will be trying to grow those too. Okay, and so I'm trying to eat the meat up. So here I have some chicken wings that I bought one time on sale. I wanted to make enough meat for tomorrow after the gym. And then I broiled these hamburgers. I just put them in the oven. But if you roll your hamburgers out really thin, this is a shortening lid, then it's so much easier to broil them. Okay, so then for the side, you could have baked beans, rice, potatoes, sweet potatoes, or potato chips. I bought these at Dollar Tree. They don't have the flavors I like, but you know, I just bought the ones I could get. I bought this one time, I think at Aldi's, maple bacon and pepper on my hamburger. Okay, so, all right, so, okay, so now to be expected are shortages and rising prices. The global food crisis is the biggest in modern history. We need to stock up on spices, dairy. They say canned milk, dry milk, shelf-stable eggs, seafood, grains, fresh poultry, meat and poultry, fish. Oh, fruit, striped gum, that's not a biggie, but the big one is water. Global, okay, meat and beans, canned vegetables, fruit, and grains like cereal and crackers. So that's quite a bit of food. It's going to be so much better if you have food in the house. Okay, so now here we have it. Oops. So, okay, I did this thing, accept all freebies. You guys may remember. So I went to take the garbage. I had a lot of garbage in my car, and I went to take it to the dumpster, and somebody dumped this. This is some kind of flower thing, a 3-tiered pot. So I will have a little garden, and I'm thinking of planting my plants in pots this year. We'll see. It'll come to me. So then on the way to the gym, I got an iced tea and a half-price apple pie. On the way out of the gym, I got 2 loaves, big loaves of deli bread, you know, the nice big ones. But I had bought tortillas and bread, so I got 2. And I gave 1 to a girl at the gym, and then I went to the thrift store, and on the way out, there was a homeless guy, and I gave him 1. And he said, do you have any lunch meat? And I said, no. And I'm thinking, maybe I'm going to start packing a few little provisions in my car. So I went to the thrift store because about 5 months ago, I bought clothes for the gym. And I thought my clothes are okay at this point, but not super duper. The clothes are really picked over and ratty today, but I did find a few things. So one thing I got was this Coleman cooler. No, this is an Igloo. So I got this, and it was in good shape for $3. And what these are good for is carrying in the car. So for $3. And then for the gym, these are damp, you guys, because I wash everything. Like I did knock a majority of the dirt off of that. These are actually yoga pants. Yes, snake print, that's me. But I don't care what I look like when I go to the gym, but I have to have gym pants. So I got 2 pair of gym pants for $6.49. So these are $24 or $6. Well, I'm not paying $26 for the gym. The gym is full of germs. And then these are decent enough. I like to have 7. Then I can do my laundry once a day. What will really be great is when I get 30. So when you have 30, you don't have to wash them as often. And I bought this jacket. And I bought this pullover thing. They're not really picky. Since I've joined the gym, I've bought 4 pair of shoes. And I have found really Walmart is probably the best place to buy. I mean, depending on how picky you are. So for those 5 items, it was $20. So that was a good deal. Okay, now I've come on to something. You know, when you do the stockpile all the time, it benefits you more than anybody. Okay, the cavemen would eat grains and acorns. Okay, an oak tree, when it's 15 years old, there are 40 to 80 pounds. Well, that's a littler oak tree, but a large one will have 1,000 pounds of acorns. So I looked up because I figured peanuts are the cheapest, and they're really cheap when you start growing your own, and then you can harvest your seeds and you can go on indefinitely, and you're not going to starve and you're not going to run out of peanuts either. You're just going to roast your peanuts. Oh, and you sprout them with the skin on them. I put a video on my Twitter. Rotostone X. Just $2.50, 10 minutes on each side. Roll them in a dish towel to get the skin off, and then put them in the blender and blend them until they're powder, and then put about a tablespoon of oil, and you'll have your own homemade peanut butter. Okay, so the cavemen oak trees would be well worth knowing where they are. And then the cavemen grain were farro, spelt, ancient grains, burglar, barley, farro, quinoa, buckwheat, and millet. And then I was telling you I couldn't find my bird food. I had a heck of a time. Then we hear over in the G country they're eating animal feed. And so that goes back to make sure you have pet food. That goes back to who's going to eat first. Men who are going to eat animals, animals that are going to eat plants, or men that are going to eat plants. I figure they ate the animals. Okay, so now, if any of you are on a diet, I have to watch myself very closely because I was out of sorts after the, no Diet Coke. This is about a week. I'm still in misery, but if I'm very careful about what I eat, it really helps. So this 1/4 cup oatmeal, 1/4 cup raisins and pecans, 1/4 cup, that's combined, a 1/4 cup, 1/4 cup powdered milk, and 1.5 cups water with 2 tablespoons sugar will kind of snap me out of it. 2 tablespoons of sugar is 90 calories. So that is worth eating. And then I also have coleslaw. So I was going to have some coleslaw. I forgot. I bought this coleslaw at Walmart. So, going back to the sustainability thing, try to go to more vegetables. So for about a week, I was eating rice, beans, and potatoes. But then on this meal, I went to potato chips and more fresh vegetables. Okay, now, so thinking about where is the closest acorn tree. We have tons of them. They're out. We have a park out in the back country. Well, we have tons of. I'll tell you one horrifying picnic we had one time. I guess the acorns didn't come in, and we were going to sit down and eat some peanut butter sandwiches, peanuts, and squirrels came running from every direction. I had squirrels in my back yard eating my cherry tomatoes green. Okay, so be thinking about the powdered milk, and then I drink 2 cups. I'm trying to save this. This is what was this stuff? I forgot. Some grain I got, and I made milk, and I want to make some bread tomorrow. And then this is my coconut milk. I made another little one and I can't find it. So this way you learn how to make these nut milks, and you're not going to be, oh, I know how I can find out what kind of milk that was. It was, I bought flax seeds. I bought 5 of these marked down, and I thought, I wonder if I can make flaxseed milk, and I did. So I made almond milk, I made coconut milk, and I made flaxseed. And flaxseed is the cheapest because you just need 2 tablespoons of flaxseed oil. So 2 cups milk per day. I got this good tea at a Walmart marked down. I'm trying to switch to the Walmart soda as long as it's cheaper. It used to be $1, it's $1.48. I want to mention something. Okay, you know, the packages are deceptive. I bought this for $3.98, 2 pounds, and this one was $2.99. I decided to eat this one because it expires first, but they're both 2 pounds, and this stuff's rather pleasant. So you really kind of have to keep your eye on the packaging. So, all right. Now, back to, now is not the time to run on empty. Matthew 25, 1 through 4. Then the kingdom of heaven shall be likened to 10 virgins who took their lamps and went out to meet the bridegroom. Now 5 of them were wise and 5 were foolish. Those that were foolish took their lamps and took no oil with them, but the wise took oil in their vessels with their lamps. The foolish asked the wise for oil. I heard this pastor say, in the end of times, people aren't going to ask. They're going to say, give me some money, give me some food. I don't know if the unwise virgins did that. It probably would have been a good idea to act nicely. No, there may not be enough for you, us, and you. Therefore, keep watch, because you do not know the day nor the hour. And so fill in day of disaster. We don't know exactly when that's going to help. So now compare and contrast the wise virgins with, this is Mary. Look, isn't this beautiful? My brother gave it to me. But they say the thing about Mary was she never counted the cost to herself. She always did what was right. So if you're in some kind of life and death situation, you might need God's help. There was a prophecy, and it was a man and the Lord were standing on a tall hill and looking down, and the water was pulling out, and there was a terrible tsunami coming. And the man turned to the Lord and said, what will happen to the people? And the Lord said, perhaps I will save some of them. Then, a while later, I had a dream of a man on a tall hill running back and forth, and the Lord was not there. I was raised Mormon, and it's very unusual to find Mormons that don't have food, but there are stories of them suffering terrible lack of food. Like the lady who was in Mexico, she wasn't a lady, she was a girl. They went down there because they were polygamous. her husband came back up here to work and they almost starved. And one day an old man came up to her and said, your daughter is starving. Once you see starvation, you know it. Recently I have come to know it. We have never had starving people like we do now. Anyway, and he gave her a bag of beans, a bag of rice, and told her to plant a garden. And that is what we need to do. She had another story. We're talking hard times. She's my age. So she's down in Mexico. Her husband's up here. And she had a German nun with her. And the little girl, same poor thing, went to the hospital. And they said, no, we won't see her without $20. And she said, I don't have any money. It was a famine. And they said, well, we're not going to see her without $20. And so she said she went out front with the nun. They prayed, they prayed, they prayed. And finally the nun said, I guess we better go. And she goes, we can't. If we go home, my daughter is going to die. They prayed, and a little whirlwind came and dropped $20 at her feet. And she said she saw some men across the street, but she really never knew where the $20 came from. But that was after hours of praying. So never forget these horrible stories I'm telling you. Okay, now think about the plagues of the Egyptians. Okay, the Egyptians suffered a lot of plagues. I think there was 10. But the thing to be remembered is that the Hebrews did not suffer these plagues. They were fine. All the plagues befell people around them. And then another thing is, during the years of the bubonic plague, some of my family didn't suffer the bubonic plague, and they had the habit of keeping their food. There was a room outside of the house, and then my grandmother always had cats in the backyard, which ate up the scraps and captured the mice. So we want to keep all those kind of stories in mind. And in this back room, my grandfather built a long, it was like a wood plank, the length of the room, and that's where they put all their seeds to dry. And then my grandmother would dry them out, and my grandfather would, this is when they were really old, plant them and then sell them, and then all the people, mainly tourists, that were going from Las Vegas to St. George, Utah, would buy the cantaloupes and the tomatoes, whatever he grew, and they lived in the middle of the desert. And so when I was a kid, at Christmas time, we would get in the truck, we would drive up the hill, we would cut down a Christmas tree and shoot a few rabbits and come home. That was very fun. And my uncles would slaughter hogs, and us kids were very, bloodthirsty. So we want to think about all this stuff in history, and we want to look at these other. Okay, now this is something, you guys. The government is going to help me. Think about the you country and the our country. Think about the I country and the G country. Some of the population have not been helped. So, think about like disasters. Is there any help? So the main thing that is really going to help if something happens, so you have a roof over your head, hopefully, you have water, hopefully, you have food, and you're going to need heat during the winter. But now that spring is on the way, we should be able to drastically reduce our utility bills, which will help a lot. And then I'm going to be doing some stuff, I can get produce free from Covered California because the grocery stores donate it because it was normally thrown out. So a lot of times you'll see the 50% off tags. So I think I'm going to start doing that. I'm not saying, spend your money. I'm not saying spend money if you don't have any money. I'm just saying make sure you have some food in your house, and make sure, you store up your survival stuff. So, okay, you guys, I will see you tomorrow. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And welcome to all the new subscribers. This is every night, you guys. This is why I don't have more subscribers. But if you stay with me and your house is loaded up with food and the day of disaster comes and you and your family aren't suffering. Another thing is, if you have a family with a yard, during the Depression, the whole family would work on the garden. Okay, you guys, I will see you tomorrow. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And God bless you all.